I'm sitting here with the legend, Mike Love. How's it going? Dr. Love.
Good. When people refer to you as a legend, though, isn't that a synonym for old?
No, you don't look old. A day over 40.
A day over 40. There you go. Or sleeping in that Michael Jackson's cryonic chamber. You know?
Exactly. First question I have for you, what do you love about music?
What I love about music?
Why are you still doing it after all these years?
Well, that's two different questions. Mainly what I love about music is making harmony. And that was always been the Beach Boys' strong suit. My cousin Brian and I started singing Everly Brothers songs and the doo-wop songs back in the 50s. And we were always really gravitated towards harmony. Songs with melodies and great harmonies. And we would take a two-part Everly Brothers song and add a third part with my sister Maureen or something like that. So I think that's the love of creating that sound of harmonies and that warmth of the harmonies and the resonance of it as the initial thing that we fell in love with. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, once we became a hit, when we made Surfin' Safari, Surfin' USA, and a bunch of other hits, then we got really impressed by the fact that what we did could entertain people, and make people happy, and make people jump up and down. In the 60s, the girls would scream and all that kind of stuff.
Do you miss that?
No, it's okay. It's just a condition of the time. I mean, if somebody came along now and started a group, the girls would scream, So, if you're 19, 20, 21 years old and you're a successful group, the girls get all excited because they're the 13, 14, 15-year-old girls who, they're looking towards that. Yeah, that's what they do. They get excited, which is good. But we still have children and teens and young adults, and we have all ages come to our concert, and they all enjoy it in their own way. So, but we like that.
How do you still, after all these years, enjoy and motivate yourself to play the same songs? And you've been playing them basically your whole life now.
Yeah, this whole adult life, right. Well, the songs are good. They're good songs. They're positive songs. They're not like, oh, woe is me songs, or, oh, the life is such hell, or anything like that. I mean, some people get like Billy Joel couldn't do I Love You Just the Way You Were because he was married to Christy Brinkley, and that was about his ex-wife, but we don't get into that. So, we do all our hits, and they're good, and then people like them. So, and people come to see our concerts based on the fact that we had hits, and there are certain hits they like, whether it's Help Me Rhonda, I Get Around, or Fun, 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 or Good Vibrations, or and more recently Kokomo, Mm-hmm. So yeah, we don't have a bad attitude towards songs. We don't get bummed out over them. They're challenging to do because of the harmonies, and the arrangements are interesting, and they're all varied. Don't Worry Baby is a lot different from Surfin' USA.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So there's different dynamics, different moods, different characteristics of each song, and so it keeps it interesting.
How come you never picked up an instrument or guitar and decided to play it on stage?
I picked up saxophone in the early days, but then it got lost, and I decided, hey, it's just too easy not having to pack and unpack an instrument, and I'll just be the lead singer, and thank you very much, I knew of like 3 or 4 chords on guitar, I'll play it at home, I'll make up a song on it or something like that. But I'm not proficient enough at anything instrumentally to be an instrumentalist, but I enjoy plenty of what I do with singing and making.
Oh, definitely.
I would sing the bass part in a lot of songs, like the slow songs, Don't Worry Baby, Surfer Girl, In My Room, Warmth of the Sun. Others might sing the lead, but then I'll sing the lead on, all the surfing songs, car songs, and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So, yeah.
You started off singing about surfing, then it moved to cars, then girls. Mm-hmm. How was the evolution there? How did you guys decide, hey, this is the next thing we want to start singing about?
Well, we started singing about surfing because Southern California was unique, and then the beach was just a few miles away from where we lived. The beach culture and beach life was a big, huge thing. California has good weather. It's like you can go to the beach, 9 months a year practically. I mean, there's some cold months, January, February, March. You don't want to go down the beach necessarily unless you're going to build a huge bonfire. But there are plenty of days I spent in Santa Barbara, California. In January, it would be 80 degrees. It was awesome. And we had the beach down below with waves. So there was a whole lifestyle, attitude, dress, and even lingo that people develop. The surfing life. Surfing is the only life, the only way for me is the first words of our first recorded song.
Yeah.
And So it was just our environment. And we did something unique, which is we were the first people to sing about surfing. They called them surf bands, Southern California, instrumentalists that did songs. They call them surf songs, and Pipeline and Wipeout and all this kind of stuff. But we were the first people to actually sing about surfing Safari, Surfing USA. So each one was a successively bigger hit. It was all to do with the environment. But we did figure that surfing, although it was great, not everybody could experience it because they're landlocked or they're in different countries where you couldn't even get to the surf and don't even know what it looks like or feels like or anything.
Our Dennis was the only one of you guys that actually did surf.
Well, that's not quite true because Alan and I both did as well.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I did long before Dennis. I was going surfing with my friends in high school.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions in print, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me that much. Anyway, yeah, it's all on the internet.
Oh, you set the record straight now.
What's his face? Roger McGuinn said it's all on the website somewhere. Yeah. So, but I figured not everybody has the ability to go surfing. So, but everybody likes cars, and it's a major method of transportation. And so, and we lusted after the powerful cars of the day, the 409s and the,
T-Bird.
XKEs and all that, the T-Birds. Yeah, I mean, back in the 50s, come on, those cars are awesome. And still are today. So, classic cars are a great thing. NASCAR is a huge thing. So racing cars, drag racing. We sang about drag racing. But racing cars today is bigger than ever. NASCAR and Formula One is humongous. And the most watched thing in the whole wide world, I think, is Formula One.
Are you a big fan of race cars?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I'm not confident enough in my own skills to want to go out and kill myself, But yeah. We got to do a meet and greet here pretty quick.
Do you enjoy doing those meet and greets? Is that fun?
It's just part of the thing. It's not the most enjoyable thing unless there's really cute girls in the line. It's just part of the thing that you do at a casino in particular. And sometimes we do it for benefits, charities. Maybe somebody paid something extra to go to a meet and greet with us, So yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
Yeah, you get a chance to say hi to people and
Nice. I want to talk to you about the history of radio and the future of radio. I'm in radio. That's what my profession's going to be for the next couple of years, and I'm scared because I don't think it's going to be around. I mean, you guys have been there since the beginning of rock and roll radio when it started out. I mean, you guys are probably one of the first bands to really bust out of rock radio, and then you've seen it progress, and now it's kind of failing with the internet and all that stuff. Do you guys think it's going to be around in a couple of years?
Satellite.
Yeah.
The only way to go. Satellite radio, you can take it with you. You can, if you're going to be in radio, you can be nationalist Bruce Johnston from the Beach Boys. It's always going to be around in some form, communicating and the music. But, man, you can pull the satellite radio out of your car. You can plug it in at home. You can take it. You put your earphones in it. People aren't going to care if it's the radio that we grew up with. They just want to hear the stuff. I think you'll do great in it.
And it's so fragmented or segmented that there's every kind of musical taste that's possible to put out there, and which is kind of good in a way. And back in the day, you would turn on the radio station. You have a rock station, you have a country station, you have a talk station, you have an R&B station, and that was about it. Maybe you'd have two rock stations in a big town, and then. But now it's like Latin jazz, hip hops. Old soul, new soul, re-soul.
Do you like
so you've got everything.
You ever thought of remixing a track with some rappers?
We did a song called Wipeout with the Fat Boys.
Oh, really?
A black rap group. This is maybe 15 years ago or something like that. It was the #1 video on MTV for a while and it did real well.
That's cool.
So it was really funny, though. It was them rapping and us singing to the song Wipeout. So it was fun. Yeah, I like some of it. It just depends. If like a guy like Usher can sing, he's a good singer. But if you ask me do I like Snoop Dogg, fuck no. Excuse me. I'm sorry I said the F word.
Radio. I'm sure people would love to hear me
okay. No, because I think dog shit is dog shit, no matter what you call it.
I like that. There's a quote by Elvis Costello. I was watching a movie the other day about Pet Sounds, and it says, at the time, after it was dumb and goofy and before it was weird and spooky, That's why everyone loves it so much. I think that's the best quote of that album of all time. And
Really?
how do you feel about it now? Do you still think it has its place in rock history?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, we certainly worked our buns off making the vocals as fantastic as they could be. And my cousin Brian, really, he left the touring group in 1964. Glenn Campbell took his place for 6 months. Then Bruce Johnston joined in 65 and sang California Girls was the first song he sang with us. Then he worked on the Pet Sounds album. We did Good Vibrations. That was quite a year.
Yeah.
At any rate, my cousin Brian really had the time, since he wasn't traveling, to devote to his production techniques and developing his skills in the studio. So while we kept on touring, we'd come back and we'd hear a great track on Sloop John B. or Wouldn't It Be Nice or God Only Knows, and we would sing on it. And we'd do the vocals, But he was he reached his high point in production there, and for a while, until about a year after that, or 2 years after that, he overdid it with some LSD and so on. So he that set him back mentally and emotionally for quite a while. But now he's functioning. He's out there and doing stuff. So
Do you enjoy Smile? Have you heard the new one?
I haven't heard the new one because I'm prejudiced. Because I think it'd be hard to beat Brian in his top form, and Carl and Bruce and myself and Alan singing the vocals. There's no way you're going to beat that. No.
I agree with you.
Yeah, so I look at it as anticlimactic.
Cool.
But I mean, I'm trying not to be negative. I'm just trying to be honest.
Oh, hey, it's true. The Beatles were a big competition. I heard, Pet Sounds inspiration for Pepper.
Right.
How were you guys with the Beatles? I know you chilled with them in India and you hung out with the Maharishi, but when they first came out, was it competition for you?
It was absolutely competition, but it was kind of like competition with somebody you're playing tennis with, who's a really good tennis player, and it makes your game better. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of competition it was. It was healthy competition, and it was like mutual admiration society, admiration or awe, one or the other. We, our vocals were just masterful, that blew their minds. But they're clever, nobody's more clever than Paul McCartney, and or prolific. So it was like, a lot to be admired on both sides of the ledger there.
I heard you helped him out with back in the USSR, talking about some Russian chicks here and there.
Right.
That's cool.
I told him we ought to talk about the girls all around Russia like we did in California Girls, about the girls around the world. And I jokingly say I was trying to confine the Beatles to Russia. It didn't work.
Do you still meditate? I know you're big into it back in the day.
Every day.
How long?
Well, I do about an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening.
That's nice.
Very mixed up.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
I'm doing an interview right now, son.
Oh, that's okay.
Meet 'em.
Maybe